I've heard mixed reviews, and I think that that's okay. This is feedback, right? This is all new for us. Virtual film festivals. Are virtual festivals the future? There was a little bit of a conversation online from some people. Slamdance is doing it one way, where you just pay $10 and you have access. It's sort of like buying a streaming service for a limited window, right? You've got a couple weeks to watch all the movies and that's it. Sundance is approaching it slightly differently. Sundance is saying, hey, you need to get individual tickets for each screening. There's a limited number of tickets. We're not going unlimited. And then you have a window of time. I believe it's 5 hours from when you begin watching to, that window. I want to hear your feedback. And this is feedback that can be a positive way to improve on the experience. I love the concept of a virtual festival. I hope that it doesn't go away. I mean, think about the access that this opens up to with people worldwide, people who may not be able to afford to go to Sundance, right? Hey, you can see a lot of these movies. There's no barrier to entry. I don't think the barrier should be limited tickets. I have a complaint about that. What are your individual criticisms about not just Sundance in particular, but other virtual festival experiences that you've had? How can the experience improve? And once we get back to live in-person festivals, which I can't wait, how can virtual festivals be in addition to a festival? And Alan, let's start with you. We'll go around the horn there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always for watching it in a theater and with a crowd in a darkened room with no distractions. I just hope that we never get used to the virtual festival. I think I was just talking to someone about this, but I feel like when I'm at the festival, I'm much more cognizant of my time and my schedule and the need to go out and get to that screening versus with the virtual. It's like I find myself missing screenings. I find myself not as aware of, what I need to see next. And I think, and I don't think people really want to do this. I've got a nice big TV, but it's still not the same thing.
Yeah. Rob, and then we'll go to Sabina.
Yeah, nothing beats in person. And in fact, Sabina and I were just chatting a little bit beforehand that community that it builds, that foundational community that a film festival builds, and the conversations that emerge holistically from those. I mean, you cannot duplicate that. You can't do it in a virtual setting. Like Alan, I missed a screening too because it just fell off my radar, and I wouldn't if I was running from place to place at a festival. I would say that, the 5 hour limited window is nonsense. It's obligatory. There's no reason for it to have any rhyme or reason to it. Now, if they wanted to do, I think one way that might enhance it would be a virtual watch party where at least you can have those people watch it at the same time and then communicate with each other immediately afterwards. So it's not the same, but at least you would have some of that conversation between members. That's my suggestion.
Yeah. I agree with everything that you all say. There is this idea that film festivals needed another platform to keep itself growing, to appease to a broader audience that can attend, like Chris said. Alan, absolutely. Like, my schedule is, I'll stop that and then I'll start this, and I'll so-and-so can come over and watch it with me. Oh, wait, they're late. Wait, I have to, it's nuts. Like, you can't program yourself in the house all day long or wherever. And when you're at a festival, that build up, that excitement, that flutter that got us all addicted to this in the first place, it's gone. And I did speak to a rather large publicist recently for an article who's like, I want to cry with other people. I want to feel a human connection. And even if I don't know these people, we're all there with a purpose. And theater owners feel the same way, especially indie film owners. And, and lastly, it's overwhelming to have all these choices virtually. And so I agree, like a watch party with people who are committed, people bail, they come back. It's a bit much.
Well, I'll say, just to go off of what you said, Sabina, I agree. I think this whole 5 hour window thing is ridiculous. You're looking at, if a festival is virtual, someone in London is on a different time zone. right, than here. It really doesn't make a lot of sense, this 5-hour shortened window. I think that what you were saying, Rob and Sabina, makes so much sense. Like, a watch party is such a great, we do watch parties at Film Thread. If you go on our YouTube channel, you'll see there's a playlist. We just did a watch party for The Spine of Night. We did a watch party for the United States of Insanity, the ICP documentary about their fight, being labeled a gang. Like, these watch parties are fun. It's participatory. It's you're engaging. I mean, it's like, if that's the best you can do virtual, great. We can participate together. But maybe a window of, here's when the watch party is, and maybe even a post screening like discussion between the people who attended. Exactly. So we can all chat. I mean, here we're chatting with people. I have no idea where they are, right? Well, there's someone here from Austria. Like, this is great.
But
like,
they started the conversation with us. They're the ones who started, and we feed off of that.
Exactly. But maybe like a 72-hour window to watch it. And then here's the window when the most people will be watching it. And then you can get audience participation, because nothing beats that energy in the room. I mean, if you've been at Sundance, and I've been fortunate to see so many Sundance classics. Like, I saw Napoleon Dynamite first screening at the Eccles, right? And there's the whole cast. And like, it's just like, that cannot be repeated. That is not a virtual thing. That, like, or just the energy, the Q&A, and just like, and like that you can feel it. You can feel when a movie is just connecting with an audience. I think part of the reason for that is that these movies are untainted by marketing, right? Like, here's this paragraph description, which doesn't even tell me what the movie's about. And you see it with no trailers, one still, and 3 sentences, and well, I'm just going to trust the programmers that they know what they're doing. And, often they do, right? So that, I think, really, really has a lot to do with the experience. And Nick Jones says United States of Insanity was great at a Fathom event. Yes, that actually they did a one-day event where that film played. And if you want, there is a watch party on the Film Threat YouTube channel. So check that out. So, and it's just some other comments here. The only film festival I visited is in the town I live in. This is from Funny Girl. And often I only watched one during the festival, but observed all the movies presented, listening to the feedbacks, and watch them later. Yeah.
Let me talk about that real quick.
Yeah, sure.
If Sundance, South by, Tribeca, Toronto, they go virtual, what's that going to do to the local film festival? I feel like if the big guys are going to go do it all virtually, I think it's going to crush these small film festivals, and fear that the most.
Disagree, because the local film festival isn't for you. It's for the locals. It really is. Ultimately, I ran a festival that was considered the Sonoma Valley Film Festival in the early 2000s. I was the program director there, and it was for locals. I mean, very few people flew in from out of town. A couple people flew in because it's the wine country. It's a vacation destination. But I think that, again, you can't go to a winery virtually. I mean, maybe you can order a bottle of wine from a winery and watch a movie, but you can't repeat that experience. Rob, you were about to say.
Chris, that might be some, but I know of a lot of film festivals. In fact, the one that I was working with that I started here has actually succumbed to this whole, bigger mentality of just getting these bigger mainstream / independent films there in order to survive and to perpetuate years of usage at the festival. And, they are, I believe, like what Alan was saying, is they're going to be crushed. They are not for a lot of these locals aren't for locals anymore. They are simply just mere duplications of what you see at Sundance and Slam Dance and all those popular titles, so that they can be seen by those in that community. But a lot of these had to kind of retrofit their programming so that they can get lots of butts in seats.
Yeah, and to add to that, when you bring in a star or someone notable, that gets everybody riled up to go see them, especially in small town vacation resort areas. I think in a city, there's a little bit more going on with a film festival because you have so many options of what you can do and where you can go see films. I think you have to be highly creative and incentivize people to come. But again, I go back to, there's something wrong with the virtual platform being a part of a film festival, though. I think having both is good. But I think we're not going to be able to go on with this much longer.
No, I agree. Wait a sec. I need to stop. We have a $4.99 super chat
Nick.
from Nick Jones. Nick Jones is comment about United States of Insanity. I know Nick, great guy. Next time you're out in LA, Nick, we are going to hang out. I know we are. So awesome. Thank you, Nick. No comment there, but we do appreciate the super chats. Helps us do what we do. So thank you for that. Here was his comment previously, which was about the United States of Insanity. A great documentary, by the way, directed by Tom Putnam, who, fun fact, was an intern for me in the 90s at Film Threat Magazine. We were in print, who is now an established and very accomplished filmmaker whose movie, The Dark Divide, is starring David Cross. A fantastic film. So thank you, Nick, for that super chat. Love it. Support Film Threat, y'all. I've got a few shirts. Thanks.
Yeah, we have the best shirts. I gotta say, we got the best shirts.
Thank you, Nick. Back to this topic. Look, I actually love the virtual festival aspect. I hope it continues. I think this is a good thing. Having said that, we have to get back to, the one thing we discussed when we were talking about should Sundance move, to a spring or summer date, it's such a beautiful area. They could do outdoor screenings. They could host outdoor screenings, right? Like I've seen it at a lot of festivals in summer locations or during summertime.
How about west though? It doesn't get dark till so much later in the day. So
nothing's good. I'll still be there. Make it, come on, just let's.
It is. That's always been what my complaint is with events trying to host an outdoor a screening in Idaho or Utah or wherever, so that got to wait till 10 o'clock and people are like,
not if you do it in the winter.
The winter?
Yeah.
I've done that too.
There you go. But we've got a special guest that's going to be joining us at the near the end of the podcast. We're probably going to go about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours or so. We'll see how it goes. But I do have a special guest that'll be joining us. But I know that, like, Rob, you're on limited time because you have to catch screenings.
I've got to got my 5-hour window. It's ticking.
I'm in between two, so I'm really fast.
I know there's a screening going on right now that I want to be at, but I'm with you guys, and I appreciate, and I want to be.